Hey guys, this is Max here, back again with hopefully another great political video. And today we're going to look at the US House predictions, but not the entire US. We're going to go through it region by region. And I'll split this video into several segments. Number one. What the fuck? Why would I start with number two? Number one, we're going to look at the New England region, then the Mid Atlantic region, the South, the Midwest, the mountain and plains, and then the West Coast, in which we will also cover Hawaii and Alaska. Now, this one will be the New England video, and we're going to look at all the congressional districts in this area and make a close analysis of every single race. Now, first of all, let's mark in the races that will absolutely not be competitive. And for New England, those are only Democratic seats because there's not a single safe Republican seat there. Alright, that leaves us with 6 competitive seats. And we'll take a look at every single one of them. Now, first of all, Maine's 2nd Congressional District. Very oftentimes, very prevalent for presidential elections because, you guessed it, it is a congressional district that also appoints a presidential elector for the Electoral College. So sometimes, most of the state Maine goes in one direction, but one electoral vote still goes for the other candidate. Now, what does that mean for Congress, though? Will Jared Golden, the fairly moderate and conservative Democrat, be able to hold on to his seat? Yeah, I probably think so. And especially with the current resurgence of the Democratic Party across the nation, it'll be even easier for him. Now, maybe it won't be likely, maybe it'll be a lean, but he's going to definitely win re-election. He's not the usual Democrat. And even though the old school moderate is not really a thing anymore, nowadays, if you're just a generic Republican who doesn't say the election was stolen, or just a generic Democrat who doesn't say socialism now, socialism forever, that already qualifies you as a moderate. However, Jared Golden is an actual moderate who's actually willing to make compromises and sometimes vote against his own party when they go too far in his mind. Now, next up, the state of New Hampshire. So, first of all, I do not live in New Hampshire, but I live very close to the border. I still live in Vermont. Makes me pretty sad, but it's my senior year of college, so next year I'm going to get out of that shithole. No hard feelings, Vermonters. And I think that from everything that I've seen, New Hampshire residents tend to be pretty upset about the gas prices and everything, but I don't really think that it will be enough in order to sway the fairly strong polling that we've seen out in New Hampshire favoring the Democratic candidates. I think for Congress, Democrats will hold the seat by a narrow margin, and they will also probably by a super narrow margin hold the other New Hampshire seat. It's just New Hampshire is not even as close anymore as it used to be. It's always a swing state. It's not like Vermont or Maine, but it is a pretty, let's say, more Democrat than Republican state. But actually, it is a red wave here, so I think this other district, it's currently favoring the Republicans, but it will probably flip back in 2024. It's just New Hampshire is not the type of state that usually any party makes a real go for, mostly because it's so weird in its politics. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Now, in Rhode Island, and this is a race that I've closely analyzed because it is so interesting, Ellen Fung, the Republican mayor of the town of, what town was it again? Cranston. Yeah. He is running for Congress in a district that in 2020 was not even remotely competitive. It was like a solid deep blue district that was on the Democrats expected to win easily scale for the New York Times map. However, I am very confident he's going to win. There are lots of prediction websites who think, maybe, probably not. But the polls show him ahead. So saying that he's not going to win simply because it's a historically Democratic district is just wrong. Because Ellen Fung, just like Jared Golden, is an actual, real moderate. He has policy positions that are pretty much not in lockstep with the Republican mainstream. And he ran for governor. He ran for House multiple times. He's a very recognizable name, and he's not going to have much trouble winning. So that's why I put him up as the candidate most expected to win, and he is probably going to win because he is a centrist. And that shows many Trumpian Republicans out there that if you want to win in blue states, you can win in blue states. You just can't run somebody who says Trump won, Trump won, Trump won forever. You got to run somebody who is actually on the issues, somebody that can reach out to undecided voters. So voters don't have to hold their nose when they vote for you. Next up on the line is Connecticut, and I think this one's going to be a lean Democrat district. I mean, it could be that this district technically flips, but it has historically always voted for Democratic congresspeople and congressmen and congresswomen. And to be fair, that district, even if it was to trend to the right, it was like a 20-point victory margin in 2020. Donald Trump actually outran the congressional candidate in that district. However, the Republican Party in Connecticut is really bad and really disorganized. They just nominated a Trumpy guy to be their nominee for Senate, and he's so gonna be fucked in the ass. But hey, for the other district, there's hope. Mostly because it's much more conservative than the rest of the state. I do not think that's going to flip, but I believe it's a complete toss-up, and nothing would surprise me in a midterm year. It is very possible that the Republicans will make a pickup there. It's a prime opportunity, prime target. If I was a Republican, I'd make a go for it. I'd definitely make a go for it. That could be a surprise pickup for real. Alright, now this video surprisingly didn't take as long as I thought it would, so let's do New York as well. What do we have here? Now, the Republicans only got 3 districts locked up. These ones upstate. And the Democrats got a couple of districts that are pretty safe. I mean, Buffalo and this other one here. They're not really going to go Republican. Albany might be a little closer than usually because the district was redrawn. Still, though, it's not really going to go Republican. So I'm just going to put these two as safe. And the other one, well, you could put that one safe too, but whatever. Now, in New York City, I do not think Republicans really have any real chance there. I mean, for the mayoral election, if some of the New York City mayor's races were shown on a congressional district basis, lots of these districts would be pretty close or even red. But for federal office, they always vote Democrat. I don't think Nicole Malliotakis will have trouble winning, though. I don't think these Long Island districts will either. And, yeah, so they're pretty much locked up for the Republicans. But the rest of those districts, it's a total of 6. Those are really going to be competitive. And if we look at 270 to win, it says here for the House map that they believe... Oh, shit, this ad. Alright. So now. And, whatever. 270 to win's not loading. I usually like to use this app, but right now it seems to be having some troubles. Nah, fuck, we'll just do it without it. Now, I think the Republicans are going to get these 2 districts upstate, because upstate New York, even though it's much more liberal than usual parts of rural America, it still tends to more favor the Republican candidates, and therefore I'm going to give it to them now. Oh, yeah. The areas right north of New York, they're still pretty safe for the Democrats. But this area here, that's like in between the New York City metro area and what is really upstate, that one is a total toss-up, 100% up for grabs. So I really have no idea who's going to win this district. It could be tilt Democrat, could be tilt Republican. If there was a color in between the two, complete toss-up, I'd put it as that one. But there's not such an option, and because it's a Democrat Party incumbency year, the midterm years are going to be slightly in favor of the Republicans, and I'm going to put this race as tilt R, but it really could go either way. I have no clue how it's going to go down. That's just the current assumption at this given point in time. Now, I think that if we look at the prediction that 270 to win has made, they think that New York State is going to be very Democrat, but that website also thought that Biden was going to win Pennsylvania by over 5 points in 2020, so I have my doubts. I would like to say that these two remaining districts that are on, well, they're part of Long Island and they're directly bordering New York City. I think one of them will be tilt Democrat. Maybe it's going to go Republican, but I still think the Democrats will have a slight edge, and the other one will lean. But both these districts are going to be much closer than they were in previous election years. And Long Island was just barely voted for Donald Trump by 0.1%. Is going to be pretty red this time around. So that's it for the Northeastern region. 11 Republican congressional districts, 36 Democratic districts. However, before you think that I have somewhat of a bias in favor of the Democrats, which believe me, really I do not, the Northeast is the most liberal part of the entire nation. Not even gonna lie, that's where all the lefties live. And as you can see, the rural areas and even the rural areas of New England are pretty blue. Upstate New York is a little different, but it's just the way how people vote. I can't explain it to me. I live in Vermont, super rural, redneck America, and everything here votes Democrat. Don't ask me why. Anyway, have a good day, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. Have a nice time, and see you guys later. Bye-bye.